What we have to confront is a deep, systemic, and structural restructuring of our world. And this will take some time.
I think like the most important thing they're trying to achieve now is to take away the farmers' land. The Soviets did the same. Like it's one of the first things that communists do is to seize agriculture, because if you can control the means of production for the food, then you can control people. Oh, someone is unhappy, someone is raising against us. Well, cut their food supply. So if you look at the European Union and if you look at many policies around the world right now, especially in the Anglosphere, you're going to notice that they're adding more and more regulations to farmers so that they're forced to sell their land. And you have like these big companies, these mega conglomerates that are constantly buying up all the land. It's kind of like the media in the United States, or social media, right? Like it's vast, it's diverse, but it's only owned by six people or a couple of individuals. It's kind of what they want to do with farming. It's what I'm seeing right now. And the way they're doing it is by over-regulating. You know, it's the idea that the tallest man in the pool wants the water level to keep rising. I mean, assuming no one knows how to swim, all the other people that are shorter than the tallest man are going to eventually leave the pool. So this is what they're doing. And this is the restructuring that they're talking about. Well, part of it, because it's a lot more broad.
And he explained to me, look, you in the Western, based on the history, on enlightenment, you have a concept which protects the individual against the collective. We, based on Confucius, we have more concept which protects the collective against the individual. Today, particularly at times when the individual could have so much power, we have to find a way to harmonize those two concepts.
So the collective is formed by many individuals. And if you manage to protect the individual, you protect the collective. This is what America was founded on. It wasn't founded on defending our democracy. It was founded on individual liberties and the pursuit of happiness. Meanwhile, the concept of protecting the collective is something that you see in dictatorships, is something that you see in China, is something that you see in North Korea, is something that you see in Middle Eastern nations that have strong theocracies. The concept is different. The concept is that the collective is the most important thing. So individuals are told how to behave by the collective. At the moment they choose not to behave like the collective wants them, they are pushed out of the collective, and then they have absolutely no more rights. If you want an example of this, look at Middle Eastern countries, right? Like, what is the punishment for apostasy? The collective is Islam. The moment you choose to stop being part of Islam, they take away your rights. And that is harrowing. Like, I, as a person that values liberty and individualism, cannot even think of how such a system can operate. And unfortunately, that type of system is coming here, right? So I don't think that we need to mix freedom with dictatorship. I don't think that we need to crack down on a system that has been working up until now just because the elites say so. And notice that all of the bad things that have happened in the recent years are happening because the elites are pushing for this system. Like, this is not a system that's coming naturally. It's not like one day, you know, like people just decided, oh, you know what would be good? It would be good if we adopted like a collectivist mindset. It would be good if we all do the greater good. No, like, this was dictated from the academia by having elites pouring billions of dollars through it. It was pushed by the mainstream media by having elites pouring money into platforms that aren't sustainable, that would have gone bankrupt otherwise. I mean, the mainstream media was on decline. The mainstream media would have ended up bankrupting if it wasn't for social media changing their algorithms in order to try to adapt the legacy media. So basically, you notice that this is a system which is top down, it is enforced, and the stuff that's happening from it isn't good. Like, this is why we see now farmers revolt in Germany. This is why we see farmers revolt in Norway. Because like the system, the idea of the collective means like, well, why should an individual own a farm? Like, what does the individual know? Like, the individual is difficult to control. We should have farms being controlled by just maybe 5 or 6 people, and then we can just negotiate with those 5 or 6 people in order to push the agenda that the people at the World Economic Forum want to push. So these were the type of talks that happened at Davos. They also discussed about how to further erode national sovereignty, how to further erode individuality, how to further crack down on people's free will. And I think like at the end of the day, this is pretty much what it all boils down to. You know, it's eroding free will. Like it's your God-given right if you're a religious person, right? Like human beings have free will. Well, they're trying to find a way to make sure that you don't.
After Mr. Musk took over the Twitter with his freedom of speech absolutism, we are the protectors of freedom of speech as well. But at the same time, we cannot accept, for instance, the illegal content online and so on. So our message was clear. We have the rules, which have.
That is the biggest lie. First of all, Elon Musk is not a free speech absolutist. Like, I still see people getting banned. Secondly, they are not against illegal speech. They want speech that is legal to be banned. And this is where the controversy starts. And finally, this is what scares them. Like this, ironically, what scares them is the freedom of the press. The idea that 2 people can talk to each other without this lady knowing. It terrifies them. Like, they can't sleep at night. It's just like something that they want to talk to each other without you knowing. Oh, that's fine. You know, like for example, when we got the vaccines in Europe, the contracts were secret, right? So like they can have conversations, they can talk with each other without you knowing. If you talk to someone else and they don't know, that's the problem. So when they're pushing for ideology, and by they I mean the World Economic Forum, the European Union, the people in charge, right? When they're pushing for stuff that the people don't want, like messing with the farmers, right? Like if you go around and you ask, hey, do you think the government should mess with the farmers to this level? Most people will say no, of course not, right? But if they do that, they don't want you to talk with someone else. They don't want people to be informed just how much they're messing with the farmers. They don't want people to be informed, hey, the farmers are protesting. Like, do you support that? Right? They don't want any of this. So this is why their weakness is free speech. Their weakness is people just sharing legal ideas to each other. And they will have to try and crack down on it. Even more than they have already. So let me know what you guys think. If you like the channel, there is a link into the pinned comment section that takes you to my Subscribestar and my Patreon. Please consider contributing because it helps a lot. And I will see you guys in the comment section. Take care.